Hey, what up, though? It's your boy, T-Way Sports and Culture, back to put a little game in your brain and showing love to those doing the same. Go ahead and like, share, comment, and subscribe if you're feeling the content. You feel me? All right, so we all know about the bombshell information just dropped by Jada Pinkett Smith, who is now out promoting a new book that she's writing. A tell-all book between her and her relationship with Will Smith, and just, a life story and autobiography book that she will be releasing soon. She has recently released information stating that her and Will Smith have been separated since 2016. In a recent interview with Good Morning America, she gets into how, she was at the Oscars and the slap between Will Smith and Chris Rock, and stating that she was surprised that Will Smith had even referred to her as being his wife. She was saying that, they've been living together separately again since 2016, and that, they only call each other husband and wife publicly. This is more so just to keep up the image and the brand, and that she has taken a vow to never get divorced from Will Smith despite any, conflicts or things like that they go through. So, yeah, it's just sad to see, man. It's really sad to see how Jada Pinkett Smith is really draining, the life out of Will Smith. And we all know about the Oscar smack between Will Smith and Chris Rock, and him going on stage and slapping Chris Rock for making a joke that, allegedly, offended Jada Pinkett Smith. But Jada Pinkett Smith also speaks about how, her and Will Smith have had, divorce rumors coming in and out for years now. I mean, if you've been following the Smiths for any amount of time, they've had all kind of rumors of divorces and things like that for years. But one of these years, she says that, these rumors were out that she got a call from Chris Rock, and he offered to take her out. And, ever since then, there's been some turmoil between him and Will Smith, as there should be, but she even speaks about, just turmoil that they've had since the late 80s and early 90s. So, that essentially came to a head, and she said that, once the incident, happened, she essentially thought it was a skit, even though I don't know how she could think that was a skit, but she says that she thinks that she felt it was a skit at the time, and that she was actually shocked that Will Smith referred to her as her wife. So, yeah, man, it's just crazy to hear this information. And I think, honestly, that we're hearing a lot of this information now from Jada Pinkett Smith because, honestly, Jada Pinkett Smith is hitting the wall. Without Will Smith, what does Jada Pinkett Smith really do? She doesn't, she was never, really a movie star. She was in a couple, B, C list movies back in the 90s. And, she had some roles in The Matrix, but she was never, the producer that Will Smith was. So, we got to be honest here, man. A lot of her relevancy now depends on her being married to Will Smith. So it's like, she's no longer the it girl. At one point, she was considered one of the, the little hot girls in the 90s, man. If y'all grew up in the 90s like me, Jada Pinkett Smith was one of the ones, you know what I'm saying? So she's no longer the it girl. And it's like, she's no longer in the public eye outside of when she's doing these things. So it's like, she's doing this stuff just to even remain relevant nowadays, man. Because, I mean, who talks about Jada Pinkett Smith outside of when she's causing mayhem and, stirring the pot and things like that? So it's just really sad to see that somebody like Will Smith, who is one of the most talented black actors that we've had in the last 40 years, a producer of many things, a very talented guy, have to be basically dragged down by, the weight of this. And I got a chance to read Will Smith's autobiography a couple months ago, and it was a really good book. So if you haven't had a chance to check it out, go ahead and read that. But in the book, it's an autobiography again from Will Smith, and he kind of just talks about how he grew up again, an individual from a two-parent household. He talks about how he had a strong father, and his mother was there, a loving mother. So, coming up, that's something that he saw and he wanted. And he speaks about in the book how even when asking Jada Pinkett to marry him, she never wanted to get married. Jada Pinkett never wanted to get married. He basically had to beg her and her mother for her to get married. She never wanted to get married. Jada Pinkett, to me, based off of kind of how, excuse me, the things that we've seen over the years and just how Will described it in the book, She essentially was just a free spirit. She was, I don't know if y'all ever had one of them chicks that, they was real cool. They was really free spirited, artsy, things like that. They was good to smash, but, they was never really down with commitment and taking things serious and things like that. But they was always cool and good spirited to be around. And, just kind of how we see Jada moving now and kind of how Will describes it in the book. I feel like that's how Jada always was. She was that chick that, and she was cool with that. She was cool with just being down, smashing, doing a thing, but she never was down for the serious commitment. But Will was, he wanted a traditional family. He wanted to have, the traditional marriage, the wife and kids. And I think that, there was really, small compromises made for her to, marry him. But she said, you know what, I'm gonna still live the way I want. I made the compromise to marry you. Now I want to live how I want. And like I said, man, if you grew up in them 90s and them early 2000s like I did, you heard the rumors, man. You heard, the swinger rumors between the Smiths and all that. And, just seeing how she behaving now, that just brings validity to those rumors, man. So, it's just a lot of information being exposed now. And I feel like it's because, Jada's no longer that girl, man. And this is the only time she can get, any type of traction or anything going of that sort, man. And it's sad to see a brother like Will really go out like this, man. And I know we use this word simp real loosely in today's society, but man, I really feel that Will went out like a simp, man. And it's sad because he really loved her, man. He really loved her, man. And he sacrificed his career at this point, essentially, to please and another word we use too much, a narcissist. Jada Pinkett is a damn narcissist, man. Jada Pinkett Smith is the definition of a narcissist. She's writing this book, I feel like, really to compete with Will, man. Like I said, if you haven't had a chance, go and take a, gander at Will's book and, let me know what y'all think. But, I really think that she's competing with him just to, he dropped the book. Now she got to drop a book, and that's what narcissists do. I don't know if y'all ever been in, relationships where, your mate wants to compete with you and you do one thing and then, she go do something and, it's a tit for tat thing, all the time. And I feel like when you're dealing with a narcissist, when you're dealing with somebody who feels like they've compromised their life and, they reached a point in their life where they feel like they're unheard now, you're going to start running into stuff like this, man. This is when you run into the major issues and, the major conflicts and stuff like this. So, yeah, man, it sounded like, divorce is nowhere near being in the books, being something that they're going to want to address. So it's going to be interesting to see how Will Smith and navigates this, man. He's putting his career in jeopardy for, situations that are going on behind the scenes. And, anytime she's out in the public eye, she's kicking him when he's down, it seems like, it's just like anytime she gets a chance, she just takes a pure doo-doo on Will, man. And like I said, man, it's giving a lot of validity to some of these rumors that we've been hearing for decades between them. The whole swinger lifestyle thing. She feel like, hey, I had to compromise, marriage. This is something I didn't want to do. So therefore, in order to be in my life, you have to live this way. You have to do this. And we all know that, we heard Will even get down with the mango and kiwi behavior, man. So he's had to completely transform who he was, who he wanted to be, to fit into her life, essentially. And he's the breadwinner. He's the reason that she has the fame that she has today. Let's be honest, man. But anyways, man, y'all let me know what y'all think, man. What do y'all think about this situation, man? Well, honestly, I think it's time to get up, get out, and get something. You did. Go ahead and free yourself from that situation, man. But y'all get in the comment section. Let's talk about it, man. I'll holla. Peace.